Hi guys, welcome back. Joshua Iginla, founder of Champions Royal Assembly, an interdenominational church in Abuja, has acquired a multi-billion naira private jet. This is the same pastor that had these marital challenges with his wife Yemisi, and both of them they've actually parted ways. Of course, you could recollect the videos that I posted about this, and also some other audios that I posted as regards this. And his wife also came out and spoke publicly. She also said her own part of the story. Well, the pastor is still shining as ever, as the gates of hell shall not prevail. Anyway, the new acquisition is coming weeks after General Overseer of Omega Fire Ministry, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, acquired his own private jet, Orca BAC 125-800, and they claim that this private jet costs approximately let's say $1 million to $2.8 million. So probably they're saying $1 million if it is a used one, and if it is new, then it's $2.895 million. That's a lot of money anyway. Well, when things like this happen, you'll find people that are not comfortable. Probably people that have not acquired or gotten to the level of acquisition of private jets. There is a man he's a motivational speaker anyway, and he's actually speaking out against both of them, probably to trend or out of spite, because he's a motivational speaker. If you really, apart from these two men here, this one calls himself an apostle and this one is a prophet, although he calls himself brother rather than a title. But when you watch them closely, they kind of manifest the kind of prophetic gift or a seer gift. And this one here is a motivational speaker, so definitely he will not have the crowd that these two will pull. So as a motivational speaker, of course, it's still the same thing in a way. They will call him probably a pastor. Then he has this to say. Let's quickly go through what he wrote. He said, his name is Charles Awuzie. He said, I challenge Iginla and Johnson Suleiman to prove that they bought a new private jet with their cash, as they made the public to believe, and I will show my proof that they were only pulling a publicity stunt, which works. I think that's what he wants to write, which works in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a lazy country where nobody takes responsibility for thorough investigation of any claim. Even close sons of the papas fail for it. Anyway, I don't know what you guys out there have to say about this. Do you think this is being written as a result of spite, envy, or is actually saying they bought it, they didn't buy it, was mortgaged, it's a rent, it's on lease, and what have you? The point is that the men called men of God in Nigeria are cruising private jet, and this is not just the only person cruising private jet in Nigeria. This one's even got theirs quite late. There are the big geos that have private jets, and they just don't have one. They have more than that. Anyway, let's continue with the with this. This is him with a private jet, and let's just look a little bit at the clip where the private jet is being showcased. Let's just look at the clip and see the expensive private jet that you will have to pay to park, and that's a lot of money. Anyway, let's just look at this. This is the private jet,
you feel my
Gulfstream, very clean
with so
and expensive.
Brand new, too much of excess love.
And this is the prophet. This is the prophet in his private jet, feeling good. In a statement issued by the church on Sunday, Iginla added the new wonder on air to ease the missionary work as a prophet with global impact. The church justified the move, saying acquiring a private jet is not a luxury but born out of necessity. They also argue that Nigerian prophets are among the most sought out globally. Of course, we know that that is the export of Nigeria. When it comes to science and technology, maybe we are not there, but when it comes to spiritual export, Nigeria is on the forefront. As you find in foreign countries, you always see the industrial areas being bought by the Nigerian pastors, and they have churches all over. There is no country in the world, I don't know of Afghanistan anyway, that you don't find a Nigerian church there. So that is what we export. Nigeria exports spirituality in the form of visions and prophetic ministries. That's what Nigeria offers to the world. While and of course in Nigeria too, we have churches littered just everywhere. In Nigeria, we have churches littered at every corner. I mean, every meter you find a church in Nigeria. So Nigerians are very spiritual, as we can call them. But then that has not solved the challenges in Nigeria, because it seems that we need more industries. Okay, when you go to China, every meter you find a company. When you go to other Western world, you find certain establishments that are kind of profitable. I mean, now to the world, to the people, to the citizens of the country. But in Nigeria, we have more churches. That is why you'll find more people that want to become church pastors, because that is what you see. That is the influence. Anyway, if maybe it's not a bad thing for Nigeria to be an exporter of religion, just like probably like some very religious countries. And I'm kind of saying that it seems religious countries are kind of poor because they find it difficult to manage the economy. Now, let us not make a mistake. Let us not mix things together, because church and the government are supposed to be two different things. But in Nigeria, the church and the government, they work hand in hand, because during elections, you find the politicians visiting the pastors because they need some votes, and the pastors also visiting the politicians when they need certain assistance, probably to park their private jet for free, or some other kind of assistance that they need from the government. So they both need themselves. That's just the truth of it. Let's look at Italy, where it's also a Roman Catholic country. Although there is freedom of religion there anyway, you can do what you want to do, but they are predominantly Roman Catholics in Italy there, and they exported their Roman Catholic religion just everywhere, and they were able to make money out of this things. If you see the cathedrals that they built, now Nigeria is also following the same pattern, where we are now building huge cathedrals, and we are exporting religion. But I hope this development will put things right in Nigeria and make the economy move forward. And if these pastors can be able to influence the politicians that oftentimes come to them for assistance, that is what I hope. But then we are not seeing that at the moment. We are seeing more churches being built all over Nigeria rather than industries being built. So what do we have? We have less industries, more churches, and lots of scammers, Yahoo boys, ritualists. That is what we have there, rather than industries being built. In fact, some of the industries that we have here in Nigeria are owned by foreigners. That doesn't mean that we don't have Nigerians that have industries. Yes, there are Nigerians doing things. I mean, opening factories in Nigeria too. But the rate of churches, religious organizations being opened in Nigeria is, come on. I mean, the rate at which these things are being opened, it is so much. It's so much. It seems everybody has a calling, and some people even join this ministry as a result of their own pocket. God never called them; they called themselves. And at the end of the day, you see certain kind of characteristics, the fruits that they exude, the fruit that you see them produce. Let's continue a little bit with the video. So you can see the prophet having a nice and good, a kind of executive private jet, where he has where he can sit and do Bible study, like write. He has this orange juice. Everything looks good. This is ministry. Now, of course, if you see And the church further stated that most times they are needed in 2 or 3 countries in different continents in a day. Hence, there is need to create a very easy means of transportation for them. Coupled with the fact that our transportation industry is still way behind compared to other developed countries, that is why we see men of God purchasing private jets, not to show off but to make movement easy for them for evangelical missionary purposes. So that is the that is what this church has provided people that want to know why they are into this private jet. Well, Joshua Iginla has now joined the likes of Apostle Johnson Sulaiman, David Oyedepo, who acquired a Gulfstream V jet for $30 million. That is David Oyedepo. Oyedepo is the one of the top of the private jet owners, and he has about 4 of these aircrafts. So just imagine 30 million times 4. That is what he has. And of course, you know Pastor Enoch Adeboye, the well revered, respected overseer of one of the largest congregation in Nigeria, Redeemed Christian Church of God, also spent 30 million like his brother David Oyedepo, that is his brother in Christ. He's also spent 30 million on a Gulfstream jet, as well as the senior pastor of Bible Life, Word of Life, Bible Church, Ayo Orise Jaffo. He is also in the league of these expensive private jets that they use in moving around to dispense what Nigeria has. Apart from the natural resources, we have spiritual resources. That is what they use in dispensing this gospel all over the continents. That is it. Well, you might have your own opinion about this. Some people are not kind of comfortable with this, and there have been arguments by some of them. They claim that if Jesus Christ was here now, he will probably be driving the best private jet. Now, there are some of them in United States of America, like one of the pastors in the United States of America. I think he has 4 or 5 private jets, and I think earlier this year or last year, he said God told him that he should acquire a new private jet, but God did not tell him how he's going to get it. And God, he asked God, how can I get this private jet? And God said, I did not ask you, I only told you to select one of the best private jets. So that God just said, don't worry, just select the best, I'm going to provide. But at the end of the day, I don't see him sitting down and waiting on God to just drop the private jet. He actually was trying to coerce, the members of the church to, kind of donate, or probably they buy it on mortgage and the church still has to pay. And they bought a new private jet. I think he has 6 private jets. He's an American pastor. Here is a picture of the pastor. He's called Duplantis. He's an American televangelist and faith healer, if I call him that. I think he was formerly a rock and roll star. And these are the pictures of his private jet, how he got them, And this is going to be the 4th one. And he has written a lot of stuff about. Oh my God, this is interesting. And he was seen with another of his counterparts saying that they cannot put themselves in public planes with some people and those demonic people, on them. So it's like before they became what they were, they do take public jets, public airplanes, and all of a sudden there are demons everywhere, and the same demons are the people in the church that have to pay for him to have this private jet. So when you see some of these people speak and say certain things, you realize that some of them called themselves and they were never called by God, or they lost it after some time. So that's what I think. That's my own opinion. But then for you, what do you think about pastors, getting this private jets to enable them to propagate the spiritual resource that we have in Nigeria, What do you think about that? Because yeah, well, I don't lie to you. There are rich people in Nigeria that have private jets too. Some of them got their money through monopoly, and some are corrupt politicians, looters of the economy, and of course we've got pastors in this league. And then an average person, average member of the church, some of them are so broke. I mean, they are so broke that if you see their condition, of course, some of those pastors, they do help them alleviate certain challenges they have at that moment. This pastor Iginla, I think he was actually celebrating his birthday when he and kind of showcased this private jet to the church members. And what was reported is that he gathered about 142 widows and gave them 150,000 naira each. I think that would be equivalent to probably 300 euros thereabout. He gave each of the widows 300 euros, and that would be like about $350 or thereabout each, with a bag of rice. And they also said he selected 3 widows extra and gave them and some of his pastors landed properties, and they claim these properties are worth 95 million naira. So he has given back to them for his birthday, and he also showed them, like, you see, I'm cruising this private jet. It could be on mortgage that you have to pay and keep paying, and your kids will keep paying, or probably they got these things themselves somehow. I don't know how they do these things, because some of them do say that they don't touch the money from the church. So at times you wonder where the money is coming from. So let's assume it's coming from the politicians, or God's grace is so much on them, and they have a business that is flourishing. So I want to know how this pastors, they do these things. I don't know how they do it, but he gave out all this amount of money, and at least 150 for these widows. It's something, not much anyway, considering that most of this money, if I may say so, because I cannot be too certain, do not belong to, I mean, it's a contribution from the church, from people. So it's not like it's the pastor's, but then it is his own ministry, and ministry simply means his work. So so it's like Joshua Iginla's ministry. So it's basically his work. And so he gave out the 150,000 naira each for 142,000 for 142 widows, and his pastors. And he's also, most of these pastors and clerics, like the what's it called, the one in Warri Delta State, that's the Owomo, that's his name. You will find them giving money to celebrities. It's like a pattern, it's like a style, a way of life now that and this past prophet Iginla, he does the same too. He gives out money to and car gifts, and even Apostle Johnson Suleiman, it does the same. If you could remember, there was this story that was kind of trending back then. It was about one actress, very endowed actress, and another Yoruba actress, and the conflict they had because a car gift was given to this person, a house was built on this, and that's scandal that back then. So it shows that they really stretch out their hands a lot to give things out to these celebrities also. Notwithstanding how the celebrities flaunt wealth, cars, and all that, you should know that there's something behind all of these things. That's just the thing that is there. So if you're a member of this church, any of these churches that own private jets, what's your opinion? Do you think this is okay? Do you think it's a necessity or it's a luxury? What do you think? What's your opinion? Do you think these pastors are actually fleecing the members and living so well? I mean, way off than the members. You can drop that in the comment section below if you've got something to say. And once again, let us put something on our mind, that that someone calls himself a cleric, a pastor, does not necessarily mean that they are called by God. Anybody can call themselves and feel good. People go to Bible school, people learn, and people can get a form of spiritual kind of forces somehow, somewhere to help them in performing and doing stuff. So we know we have false prophet, one, we've got fake prophet, then we've got true prophets of God. And in between, a true prophet of God can also be corrupted. So you should get that right. And that's what I have for now. Do not forget once again to click on that red subscribe button and also the red icon bell, which signifies notifications whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.